Jake Hager might no longer be all elite, but that is not stopping him from kissing the ass of AEW's learning tree, Chris Jericho. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. And Jake Hager was speaking with the No Shave Man Cave, and he was talking about his time in AEW, and more specifically, Chris Jericho's time in AEW, and he was giving Jericho credit. And it's ironic, Jack Hager is talking about how Jericho is getting people over, putting people over. This is a guy that couldn't get over in WWE, couldn't get over in MMA, couldn't get over in AEW, yet seems to think he knows a lot about Chris Jericho putting people over in AEW. So this is what Hager had to say. He also took shots at other legends that perhaps aren't so helpful, aren't so kind, aren't so considerate as Chris Jericho. He says, quote, "Here's the thing I like about it. Did you see Triple H putting over any new guys? Did you see Undertaker putting over any new guys? Did you see any top guys who have been in the business for as long as Jericho putting over anybody? Did Sting put over anybody? No. Jericho's trying to build. He understands it. It's driving me crazy that nobody talks about this. He's putting over these guys. He's putting the stamp on them. Did he make Orange Cassidy hot? I mean, come on. I'm biased, but I think the fact he is so unselfish with building this company, forget about it." End of quote. First of all, Chris Jericho. I mean, is he really putting anybody over, or is he just clinging on to people that he thinks have got a little bit of momentum behind them, and he wants to latch on to that? And for Swagger or Hager or whatever he likes to call himself these days, I don't think he truly knows what it means to put people over. Now, Jericho might have technically put some people over by jobbing out to them, but jobbing out to someone isn't the same as getting somebody over. Just losing a match doesn't necessarily mean you're putting somebody over or you're getting somebody over. And who's Jericho got over in AEW? Orange Cassidy. He's no further forward than he was before the feud with Jericho. There's a bunch of guys Jericho has lost to, and they've done absolutely nothing since then. Look at Action Andretti. Jericho lost to that guy. 3 months later, Action Andretti could not get booked on fucking Rampage, so Jericho hardly did a good job of putting him over. He then said, did Sting put over anybody? No. Yes, Sting might never had lost. Sting never lost in AEW, but I would argue that Darby Allin gained more from teaming with Sting for 3 years than anybody gained by getting a win over Chris Jericho. Beating Chris Jericho in the past few years doesn't really mean anything when he's constantly losing. If you're beating a guy that loses most of his matches, then that doesn't do anything for you. And for him to talk about Triple H, for him to talk about Undertaker taking shots at these guys, saying they never put anybody over, I'm going to disagree with that. Undertaker, I think, was truly the one to put over Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, when he had his feud with The Undertaker, that took Lesnar to a whole new level. Yes, he might have already been WWE Champion by then, but when he beat Taker, when he went inside Hell in a Cell and came out victorious against Taker, that put Brock Lesnar on a whole different level. And then you think of guys that Taker put over, and he didn't even need to lose. Maven eliminating Taker in the Royal Rumble did way more for Maven than anybody beating Chris Jericho in AEW ever did. Jeff Hardy almost beating Taker in that ladder match and getting his hand raised at the end. That did more for Jeff Hardy than any of the victories these guys in AEW have over Jericho. So to say that Taker has never put anybody over, I mean, is complete bullshit. The guy literally did the job as well for Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. He also gave up the streak to Lesnar later on. You think of his SmackDown run, the guy lost quite a lot as well to Edge and Batista. I mean, Taker made Khali at first. He made Khali look good. I remember fucking Taker selling for Khali, and we'd never seen Taker be decimated like that before. Taker was making Khali look like this unstoppable monster. So come on, how can we say that Taker never put anybody over? Absolute nonsense. So Jake Hager here, I totally disagree with him. Like I said, jobbing to someone isn't necessarily putting them over, and I guess that's what the JMY2J stands for now, jobber, because that's what Chris Jericho has become. So yeah, Jericho, for me, he just likes to wrestle people that seem to have momentum. You look at Hook. I don't even like Hook, but Hook came in. Hook was getting wins. Tony Khan was pushing Hook. Hook had momentum with him. Jericho started working with Hook. And now look at Hook. The guy's doing absolutely nothing. The guy's career's just stalled in AEW. And if you look at Jericho, he seems to do this with everybody. Someone's getting, not over, but someone's getting a little bit popular. Someone's getting TV time. Someone's gaining momentum. And Jericho wants to work with him. Who cares whether he wins or losses? I mean, wins and losses, we hear all the time, they don't matter anymore. If you're just sharing wins and losses, if you're dividing them out equally and stuff like that, then yeah, they don't matter. I mean, who cares if Jericho loses to Action Andretti? The fact that Action Andretti was not seen like 2 weeks later, that tells you that Jericho losing to him done nothing. It done fuck all for Action Andretti. It didn't get Action Andretti over because he's nowhere to be seen. So yeah, totally disagree here, guys, with Jake Hager. Not even employed anymore by AEW, yet still kissing Chris Jericho's ass. Maybe it's a loyalty thing, guys, but anyway, yeah. Who's Jericho got over? Who has Jericho truly benefited and got over in AEW? I mean, I can't think of one person, so there you go. But he wants to bash The Undertaker. He wants to bash Triple H. He wants to bash Sting. I think those guys have done more at getting people over than Jericho in their WWE careers than Jericho has in his AEW career. And if we come, I know Sting never lost, but who benefited more? Darby Allin teaming with Sting, or anybody that beat Jericho? And I think the answer to that, guys, is Darby Allin. Let me know your thoughts down below. But yeah, I don't really see all these people that Jericho has magically put over and helped raise and push to like the next level. I don't see it. Till next time, peace.